बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वहुवा मआकुम ऐनमा कुंतुम एंड ही इज़ विद यू वेरेवर यू आर, और जहाँ कहीं तुम हो वो तुम्हारे साथ है। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। बायो क्लास 1031 अल कानपुर। आई एम योर बायो लेक्चरर किरण यूनुस, praying that Almighty grant us the strength and courage to carry on. Let's start our today's lecture number 3, chapter number 25, ecosystem. As we all are familiar that the world is constantly changing, new islands are being created, fire burning in forests, volcanoes explode and destroying areas. Nothing remains the same and habitats are constantly changing. We discuss all that under the heading of ecological succession. What is ecological succession? We can define it as the process in which one ecological community gradually changing into another, or you can say that the change in the community structure of an ecosystem over a period of time. And what is structure? Structure refers to the morphology. If you see in one community today, it will be replaced by another community on the next days. This is ecological succession. It has two major forms. Number one, primary succession. Number two, secondary succession. What is primary succession? Primary succession can be defined as ecosystem formation from scratch, and it is a process requiring thousands of years. What would we took the meaning of scratch? Scratch means the ecosystem formation on a bare ground, on a soil, on an area where there is no soil or little soil is present. Such an area, if transformed into a forest, then it is representing the primary succession. Next we discuss another definition. Ecosystem forged from bare rock, as I told you before, sand or clear glacial pool where there is no trace of previous life. Note that where there is no trace of previous life, at that place of course we have to start from zero, and it took many of years for the formation of a community, a sustainable stable community. So this succession is called as primary succession. Next we go on towards the example of primary succession. That maybe if a volcano may destroy a large area, then over time plants begin to grow, of course, and a forest or grassland may return, but this took thousands of years. We discuss it in detail in the end of this topic or this lecture in the stages of succession. Next we go on towards the types of primary succession. It's hydrosphere and xerosphere. Hydro represents the water, as we discussed in detail in our previous lecture, and sphere represents the succession or stages of succession. Then hydrosphere is a succession that starts in a pond or waterland, and it is called as hydrosphere. And zero sphere means when a succession starts on a dry soil or habitat, then it is called as xerosphere. Next we go on towards the secondary succession. A new ecosystem develops after an existing ecosystem. Note that after an existing ecosystem is disturbed, as in case of forest fire. Note here, my child, existing ecosystem left over the ingredients that are required for the formation of new ecosystem. That's why it took very less time as compared to the primary succession. Primary succession needs thousands of years, and secondary succession again develop into 2 to 3 years, because there are the causes and there are the remains of the existing ecosystem. Next we discuss it with an example. Note here, there is a forest you seen here in this diagram that is burned by fire, and this fire empties the leaves of the trees of the forest, but leave behind the soil, and this remained soil is the ingredient that is already present for the formation of next forest or next ecosystem. Firstly, grasses and small plants develop here. Next, shrubs and bushes and colonize in that place. Thirdly, evergreen plants and somewhat larger trees colonize the area, and in the last time the shade tolerant species and deciduous trees develop here and form the forest as present here previously. But of course it is different from that place from where it begins. It is an example of secondary succession. Next we go on towards the stages of plant succession. First one is the crustose lichen stage. What is crust? Crust is an external protective surface, and crustose means crust on the substratum. Then crust represents the lifeless form of the lichens. And what are lichens? We discuss it and we read it, learned it in our first year class in detail. Lichens are a symbiotic association between the algae and fungi, and in this symbiotic association, algae is the photosynthetic partner that produce food and provide to the fungi. Fungi is a heterotrophic partner that rapid and fast growing organism and cover most of the substratum, and of course absorb from your nutrients and provide to the algae partner. In this way both of them benefit each other and colonize the bare ground. These are present in the form of a crust on the surface of the bare ground, and this is a, as you know that, as you seen here, this is a bare ground having little or of course and no soil. So these can live in the extreme conditions. The absence of soil and the presence of desiccation, very little or no water, as very little water present due to the rain and dew drops, otherwise there is a dry season. These all features form it an extreme conditions, and in these conditions the first organism develop is the crustose lichen. Next is the foliage lichen stage, and in this stage is just like the crumpled leaves attached at one point. Note that these are crumpled leaves and attached at one point. It means it takes some height, and due to their height they shade the crustose lichen stage. Due to the shade of these, the crustose lichen had a insufficient supply of light. That is the reason for their reduced and decreased production, and their reduced and decreased production of course causing their death, and their death form the area rough, and more fissures and depressions develop. This is the time when new soil and soil formation started, and of course due to the fissures and depressions the soil become porous, and this porous is soil is a reason of litter of lichens. The examples of this foliage lichen stage is Dermatocarpon and Parmelia. Please note and learn these examples very carefully because these are very important for MCQs, as it is asked that what Dermatocarpon is a moss, is a lichen, is a herb, or is a tree, and you have to learn that it is a foliage lichen. It is an important in MCQs. Next we go on towards the moss stage. It is the third stage. Moss stage is the third stage, and the examples of mosses are Polytrichum and Tortula. Learn these examples also very carefully. Any one of the example present in these stages and other topics are very important for MCQs, and these are asked belong to which family, belong to which organism, so you have to learn it. These lichen stage compete with the these moss stage compete with the lichens for water and penetrate much deeper into the soil, as now soil is present there, and these penetrate into the soil, so they make the anchorage into the soil, and by penetrating by competing with the lichens, they are the responsible for the death of the lichens, and death of lichens add more humus to the soil. sorry. Next one, third, for next stage is herbaceous plant stage and shrub stage. Herbaceous plant stage, firstly herbs are replacing the mosses, and these herbs established due to the more availability of the moisture, due to more availability of moisture, humus and soil for encourage due, and as one organism and one community replaces the other community, the first one community added soil humus into the adding a soil and humus at that place, and these added humus and soil of course allow the more complex plants to grow that place. Next one is shrub stage. Shrubby plants now start growing, dominating and shading herbaceous plants, and their shadow causes the death of the herbaceous plants, and death of the herbaceous plants again adding more humus to the soil. Next is the climax forest. As I told you before, that the death of the plants adding more and more humus into the soil, and note here we are starting from the lichens. Firstly lichens die, next mosses die, then herbs die, shrubs die, and this took millions of years. One community colonized the area and established itself, and that took years, and after their death next colony next colony that replaces the first one also dominate themselves and colonize the area. That also took years, and last one is the climax forest that is established due to the much improved soil. The shade of these plants inhibit the growth of most of the plants, but mosses, lichens, and few ferns that you know very well can grow themselves, can establish themselves in the very extreme conditions. Remains other herbs and shrubs become die. Woody plants dominate in this succession remains essentially the same if nothing change in the environment to upset the balance comes as no calamity, no floods, no fires, and no volcanoes are there. Then this force becomes the climax community. It is somewhat stable community. That's why we call it as climax community. Now we can summarize these all stages in a flow sheet diagram. See here this flow sheet diagram, and naming as serial communities or serial stages. Remember that I told you before, serial represents the succession, so serial stages means succession stages that starts from the bare ground, and from bare ground the first extreme conditions bearing community is the lichen and algae, that is replaced by the mosses and ferns, that next replaced by the grasses belongs to herbs, and herbs are replaced by the shrubs, and shrubs lastly is replaced by the trees, and trees are the last community that if there is no calamities of the environment remain for many of the next years, and they are seen there for the next millions of years, so that's why it is called as climax community. See here two other important terms, pioneer community and climax community. Learn these also very carefully. These are very important short questions. Compare both of pioneer and climax community, define pioneer and climax community, differentiate between pioneer and climax community. These may be the questions. Firstly, we discuss pioneer community. Succession begun by a few hardy invaders called pioneers. And why we are saying that hardy invaders, as we discussed in very detail before, hardy invaders because there are extreme conditions, there is no soil, no moisture, no humus, no nutrients there, and at that area, at that place, if an organism establish itself, then of course he is a hardy invader. These are called as pioneers. The other definition is the first species that colonize the new land during succession, known as the pioneer, the first one community. And see in this flow sheet diagram, the first word community is the lichens. Lichens are the first community, so these are called as the pioneer community. Next is climax community. Climax community, we can say that diverse diverse and relatively stable community. Why diverse? Because it is a large community. It has trees, it has lichens, it has mosses, ferns, very different types of species got together at one place. So we can say that it is a very diverse community. And next there is an important word, a relatively stable and self-sustaining community. Relatively stable because it is present here for the next very few thousands of years, and it is stable because it has almost all the ingredients that are required for their sustainability. That's why it is called as climax community. This is the last topic of our today's lecture. Hope so you all are tuned. Stay safe, stay home. Best of luck.